Thanks for tuning in where faith, family, and finances come together. And as I said, we just gonna be trying new things. We're gonna be trying new things. Tried a couple of lives in the past. Didn't know what I was doing, and this time I think I'm on point. So we shall see how it goes. Anyway, my theme for today is reset, realign, and build forward. Because today is my success Saturday. All right. So, happy Success Saturday, people. If you're here live, I appreciate you. If you're catching the replay, this is still for you, right? Here we go and doing new things on today, right? Got a few things up to try to keep me on point because if you've been following me for a little bit of time, I could get off on the deep end, but we trying to do a better job as we go forward in the future, right? Preparing for 2026, right? Saturday is special because it's not about rushing, it's about resetting, right? If you will, drop a reset in the chat if you're ready to reset your mindset for the coming week. I don't know how your Saturday morning has been going, but mine has been going. I'm pretty happy with the way mine is going, right? Got up this morning and was able to do a few things, get ready, get prepared. Wanted to do this outside, but it was a little bit too chilly for me. Didn't want to go ahead and get set up out there and be, chilly and then try to rush things along. So anyway, here we are in the studio and all is well, right? Let's clear something up real quick. Success is not just money. It's not just promotions. It's not just numbers on a screen. True success, in my opinion, is alignment, right? When you get in line with things, right? When it comes to my car, and I'll just give a quick nugget. I like to go to Firestone for my alignment. Been dealing with Firestone for, I guess I'm been about to reveal my age, but I can get my age anyway. But I've been with Firestone since I was within the Army at 19. So I guess I've been with Firestone since 19 or 20. And now I'm 55 years old. Switched over to Goodyear for a short period of time. Had to go back to Firestone because Firestone is everywhere I've been in life, right? Goodyear is in some places. Firestone has been everywhere I've been in the military. Out of the military, there's been a Firestone. What's my point? I go to Firestone and I get a lifetime alignment on my car. I'll tell you the way it works. Lifetime alignment works. It's good for the life that you own that car. So when I get my next car, gotta get another lifetime. Every time I get another car, gotta get another lifetime, pay for another lifetime alignment. You pay for that one time and it's covered for the life that you own that car. So yeah, lifetime alignment runs between 149, 199. I used to try to always catch it on sale for the 149. If not, they give me a discount to bring it down to 149 because I've been with them for so long. And it's like a reward for customer service. And it helps keep my car in alignment. Alignment it helps the car ride smoother, right? Alignment helps you get the fullest or the longest lifespan out of your tire. Really, you need your alignment and your balance, but all of these things play into getting the best option, longest life of success out of your tires, right? And we all know tires are not cheap, right? So I like to get the most I can out of everything. As I said, or to believe on last night, I like to put myself in the best possible position to succeed. The best option, right? Keep options available. So true success is alignment. That's where I was going with that. Alignment between what you believe, what you live, and where your resources go. So some reason I was thinking about this last night. Don't know why. It's not because this was fresh on my mind, but I was just thinking about what a person believes, how you live, and where your resources go. And I was thinking with intent. So when you want to be walking in true success, you want to be in alignment. And what you want to be focused on your alignment is alignment between what it is you believe in. When you believe in something, you act on what you believe, right? It's easy to say you believe one thing, but if you're not acting on it, then it's just empty words. In other words, it's not the truth. It's just you sugarcoating, showboating, whatever you want to say. But if you truly believe in something, you act on that belief. You act on that knowledge that you have, right? And you begin to grow in that. You begin to build it and develop it, right? So successful alignment is to be able to be in alignment with whatever it is you believe and whatever that may be, how you live, which basically goes in alignment with what I just said. When you believe something, you live that, you walk it out, right? What the song say, walk it out. Now walk it out. Hey, walk it out. Walk into your alignment, walk into your success. And the last thing I was saying, be in alignment is, and where your resources go, right? Because the scripture speaks of where your heart is where your actions are, right? So when a man tells a woman he loves them, they expect some actions to follow with that. They expect some funds to be spent on them at times. And we just talking about a courting or dating, right? They expect you to take them out to dinner sometimes, right? Take them to a movie, right? Take them to an event. Take them out of town and what have you, what have you, what have you. If you've been living life for any length of time, you know none of these things that I just said are they're not free, right? It costs, right? So um your resources, it costs you your resources to be able to court somebody, right? It costs you the resources of your car, right? Your car got to be in working order to go up and down the highway 1, 2, 3, 4 hours away. You got to have the resources of your gas for the round trip. You got to have the resource to be able to eat when you get there. If you spend the night, you got to have the hotel. You got to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yada yada yada. Okay. Again, I say I'm quick to get off and down that rabbit hole. So we're gonna leave that alone, and we're gonna move on. You could be busy and still be off course. Hmm. I wonder where that's going with that, right? You could be productive and still be misaligned. In my mind, that's hard to do, right? Because I condition myself a certain way in life, and so that helps me, excuse me, stay on point, stay on focus, right? But when a car is out of alignment, it's gonna pull a certain way, right? Your steering wheel might not be, you're going straight, but your steering wheel is slightly cocked. If your steering wheel I'm laughing because I remember way back when I was in high school. A good friend of mine, he took what is that? He took mechanics in school. He took mechanics, right? So we were going somewhere and we were in my car and he said, "Man, your car need alignment." Just talking about, man, my car riding fine. He said, "Look at your steering wheel." It was my second car that my parents gave me, and it was a station wagon. We were driving and we were going straight, and my wheel was like this. But hey, it had been like that since I had the car, so I thought that was correct. He snatched me out of the darkness, pulled me into the light, let me know it was out of alignment. I went and got an alignment, and wow, what would you say? What happened was he was absolutely correct. So I just thought that was funny. It's not I was sharing. But when you're out of alignment, there's gonna be when you misalign, there's gonna be signs. It's gonna be telltale signs to let you know something's not quite right. So that means it's time to slow down, take a beat, and try to get things back in alignment, back in order, right? This is how you get your sanity. This is how you get your success together, and this is how you have successful Saturdays, which set you up for a successful week, in my opinion, right? So, why these things matter? Saturday is where winners prepare. Excuse me. Saturday is where winners prepare while others recover. That is a choice. That is a mindset, right? Um, it's been said what winners, never quitters, whatever. I can't write. It slipped my mind. But you, in other words, the moral of the story is I can't get the story out right, but I can get the moral out right. The moral is you cannot win if you're not in the race, right? You don't even have the opportunity to win if you don't enter the race. So, in order to be a winner, you have to be in the race. And in order to be a legitimate winner, a legitimate contender to win, you have to prepare. If you didn't have to prepare, all of these sports would not be wasting time on practices. Everybody on the team wouldn't show up for practice if preparation was not important. So, preparation is not just important on a sports team. Preparation in life is an important thing. If it's not important to you today, all I can say is keep on living. One of these days, it's going to dawn on you, man, what's going on? You were just not prepared, right? And life gives you the opportunity to prepare when you um, do the things you need to do in order to prepare. So, yeah, wow. I was trying to view something here. It's not working out the way I wanted to, so we'll keep on. So, winners prepare for winners prepare. Saturday is where winners prepare while others recover. Some folks look at their Saturdays as it's just a day for me to sleep in. It's a day for me to do this. It's a day for me to do that. I hear Keenan Grace in my ear. Keenan Grace says some people look at um, 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 Bitcoin, which is the number one crypto, and then they look at Ethereum, which is the number two crypto, and they try to figure out which one is best, which one should I be in. Keenan Grace says, I'm getting the monkey off my back. Keenan Grace says, poor mentality thinks one or the other. If you have a desire to build wealth, you think both. Why not this and that? Then he went on, and I think he gave an illustration from stock. One person may look at VOO and VTI and figure which one should I be in, which one is the best, which one is going to put me in the best possible position. And again, he says, poor mentality is, should I have this one or that one? When you're in the when you're building, when your goal is to build wealth, then you take advantage of both. You get this one and that one. Okay, I'm not telling you to go buy Bitcoin, to go buy Ethereum, even though I think both of those are great opportunities to grow your wealth, right? Not telling you to go buy VOO and VTI, again, even though both of them are great opportunities to build your wealth. Was just making the difference, showing you how some people have a mindset of preparation. Some folks have a mindset of recovery, and we make all kind of excuses to do so, right? So you do what's best for you. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining it live. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So this is where we review the week without beating ourselves up, right? Everything is basically a learning lesson, right? You beat yourself up when you continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over again. Not necessarily beat yourself up, but you figure out what can I do differently, because it's said it's ludicrous to think, wow, ludicrous. Um, my name is Chris Bridges. Ludicrous name is Chris Bridges, and I've gone through experiences in life when my phone rings 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the middle of the night because folks want me to rap. What's up, Luda? Can you rap for me? It was a joke to them. It was disturbing my rest to me. But anyway, you live, you learn, you go on. You have your number unlisted, right? Private number, what have you. Just a joke, but we're moving on. Preparation, right? Preparation. Review the week without beating yourself up. What I was saying, it's ludicrous to think you can do the same thing over and over again and get a different result. So if you're doing something and it's not working out, step back, take a breather, figure out where it is I erred. How can I improve my plan? How can I improve my game plan? How can I improve my strategy? And see if I can get more of a upward momentum in what it is I'm trying to do, right? Adjust what didn't work. That's what I just said. It's opening word. Strengthen what did. When I was a young boy, coming up in life, we used to love to watch Popeye the Cellar Man, right? Popeye would rely on his spinach, carry his spinach around somewhere in his shirt, in his pants, or whatever. He's gonna have his spinach, and when he was needed strength, when he was weak and downtrodden, downbeaten, he's gonna find his can of spinach. All of a sudden, he get his strength renewed, and he's ready to take on the world. So, strengthen what works in your life, strengthen what works in your relationship, strengthen what works in your portfolio, in your ability to work the stock markets, work investing, right? Strengthen what works, pivot what does not work, right? Um, Here are three Saturday check-ins I do personally. Talking about me, you do what's best for you. One, faith check. I constantly check my faith. I constantly check how I believe, why I believe, and how it strengthens me, how it lifts me up, right? Did I spend any time with God this week? That's an automatic answer for me. Not because I'm in ministry, because I love the Lord, because the Lord has been good to me, and He paid a debt He did not owe by sacrificing His life for mine. And now I owe a debt that I can never repay. But there's one debt I'm glad I owe. So, did I spend time with God this week? Sure, I did. How I know I did that? Because when I wake up in the morning before I get out of bed, not because I'm 55 and the body be having aches and pains or whatever, first thing I do when I wake up, and I've been practicing this for a long time, I say the Lord's Prayer. One, I'm just waking up, and your mind is fuzzy, so I say the Lord's Prayer. By the time I get to the end, my mind is no longer fuzzy. I can add to the prayer what I feel like I need to add in order to have a successful day, right? So I know I spent time with God this week, right? Um, I also read my daily bread, right? And then I get out of bed. Then I go wash up. Then I go brush my teeth, put on some smell good, get dressed, and get out the door on the work to start a successful day, right? or did I, or just talk to him. Uh, it's hard to just talk to him when you do all of the things that I did. I say a prayer. I say the Lord's prayer to wake up. Then I say a personal prayer because now I'm up. Then I grab my phone off the nightstand and read my daily bread. Then I've set my mindset for the day. I'm good to go. So yes, I spend time with them. Family check. Was I present or just physically there? I said something earlier this week about perception. I always think I'm fully present, but my wife and my grown kids are quick to tell me sometimes I'm just physically there. So that's a work in progress. I'm always working on it. So I do the family checkup. And if I fail to do a family checkup, oh, my companion and my family, my wife, my kids, they're gonna do a checkup for me to let me know where I'm at and what I need to work on. And sometimes they do it facetiously. I think that's the word I'm looking for. They do it in a way where they're not saying it, but they're showing it. So you know without a doubt what time it is, right? All right, so moving on. Finance check. I do a finance check on a regular basis, right? But you do what's work best for you, right? Did my money move with intention? Mine always move with intention because I'm always on top of it, right? Or emotion, right. As I love to say, Keaton Gray says, trade with the charts and not with your heart, right? Not with your emotions, not with your feelings, right? So I don't talk much about charts, but I talk about research, right? I talk about building your financial knowledge, right? And building your financial knowledge, in a sense, that's somewhat of a chart to you, right? Or that can be somewhat of a chart to you. Now, I do look at chart, but my chart knowledge is not where I comfortable with sharing it with everyone else, right? But I'll let you know you do need charts. So, if you will, type check in the chat, right? Type check in the chat in the chat. If you're checking in with me from doing your faith check, your family check, your finance check, type check in the chat, right? Appreciate it. I really need to wind this up. Here's the success secret most people skip. Winners don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems, right? I can motivate my own self. I've been in the military and I've seen the benefit of motivation. So I'm happy to motivate folks that are around me. And if no one is around me, I will motivate myself because I understand and I know the value of motivation. So I constantly pick my own self up. Motivation comes and goes. Systems keep you moving when you don't feel like it. When I'm doing something and I run into a blockage or problem, then what I do, I rely back on my system. I fall back on my system. If there's not a system in place at my job or whatever it is I'm doing, well, I leave my section. So I got a system for everything. I got a system for everything. And if you're gonna be in my department with me and I'm in charge, you're gonna work my system. You're gonna learn my system. You're gonna master my system. If you want to add to it or take away, I'm open to that, but I'm not open to it until you master it first. When you master it, then we can sit down and we can evaluate what you want to add to it, what you want to take away. Because I got to be one since the buck stopped with me and leadership coming to me, not nobody else. Then I got to make sure whatever change I'm trying to make or anybody else is trying to make, I got to make sure that change is going to work well in this environment. If not, sorry, no go. So you got to have a system in place to fall back on to keep you centered, right? Keep you grounded, right? So I think this applies to prayer life, right? It applies in your marriage, some kind of system of how you value and treat your companion, right? Parenting, right? How you treat and value your kids because your kids are your children, right? Budgeting, investing, health. I need to move on along, so I'm gonna keep it moving. If your life feels like it's chaotic, it's not because you're lazy. It's because something lacks structure. Excuse me, I am a structured person, right? I am that way, and it serves me well. I remember coming up in life as a young man, I was the baby of the bunch. So I had two other brothers, two sisters in the house, and they used to share a lot of things, right? Shoes, clothing, what have you, right? And so my brothers, I was a baby, so they even though I was fit everything, but as I got a little older, right, and we could interchange things. I said, wait, how you don't come you don't interchange the shoes with me, but y'all two change it. They said, no man, mom and dad, my nickname was Tiger. They said the nickname given to you is because you tear everything up. So we not willing to share anything with you because we know if we do, it's gonna be tore up from the floor up. So yeah, so I had to learn structure. As I began to learn structure, right? Um, Still kept the nickname, but it was now a nickname of like a badge of honor versus tearing everything up. That was a reputation that I no longer wanted to be associated with it because it didn't work well for me in my life, right? God is a God of order, right? Order creates peace. Peace creates clarity. Clarity produces results. All of these things causes you to walk in good success. Okay, so as I wrap this thing up, I wanted to make a small challenge, but I'm not going to even go there, right? But what I am going to do, I'm going to say, don't be encouraged if you feel like you're behind. I mean, don't be discouraged. Don't be down if you feel like you're behind. I always have a mindset of my best days are out in front of me, right? The past is the past, the present is what it is, and you're striving for the future, right? And your future, smart money, bro. When he closed this video, he loves to say, the best person to take care of the future you is the present you. When I heard that, I say, wow, that's powerful. It was powerful because it lined up with the way that I think anyway. I always believe my best days are out in front of me. And the reason why I believe that because I'm a person of faith. And the Bible says, and your latter shall be greater. And that was in Job. And if you knew the story of Job, when he was in life, elevated to one place, lost everything, maintained a relationship with the Lord, and eventually the Lord gave him everything he had back with interest. His latter was his ladder became the greater, right? It was a tough thing to go through, but the moral of the story is, right? So you're not behind. You know, it's a new year coming up, right? If you didn't accomplish what you wanted to accomplish on this past year, all you can do at this point, because the year is pretty much over with, is a blink away, right? So all you can do is learn from the past, develop a better mindset moving forward, develop your better plan of structure of how you're going to build in all of the areas that you felt like you dropped the ball in on last year. It's not the end. It ain't over. It ain't too late, right? So you're not disqualified. You're still in the game of life because you're still breathing. So keep moving forward, right? Success is out there for whosoever is willing to get after it, right? Whosoever is willing to make the mind up that I'm going to make a better tomorrow for myself. I'm going to make a better tomorrow for anyone that is tied to me, right? If you're tied to me, I'm gonna make a better life for me, and I'm gonna help push you to make a better life for you. So, in closing, remember success that costs you peace. If success is going to cost you a peace, it is too expensive, in my opinion. So, let's get in alignment and let's walk in success. Take care and be blessed continually, my friend. Bear with me because I don't see.